Hey, what's going on guys, the Dean List here. Now the day has finally arrived, Serath has been released and she's ready to unleash all chaos on Monolith. Now I have to say, Serath is easily one of the most fun heroes Epic has released. She was a great kit and I can honestly see her fitting into many different roles in team comps. In the video today, I actually land her in mid, but I definitely think she's a viable offlaner, safe laner, and even jungler to a degree. Now since Serath is a carry, a melee carry at that, this build focuses on attack speed, damage, lifesteal, and crit. I also include a few utility cards in the deck just in case you need them. Now Agora.gg hasn't been updated to reflect that Serath is now in the game, so I won't have a link to the deck in the description until that happens. In the meantime, if you want to build the deck on Agora.gg, you can use Quang as he has the same exact affinities as Serath. Now with that being said, let's get into the build. If you use this deck, let me know in the comment section below. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button so that you're the first person to know when I release new content. And without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Now for the build. For consumables, I have 1 cast token, 1 health potion, 1 mana potion, 1 healer token, and blink charm. For equipment, I have an assassin's ward, 1 rift magus scepter, 3 spears of the rift hunter, 2 whirling wands, 1 thirst fang, honor the pure, and sword of the altar. For the build order, you're going to want to start with a cast token and a healer token. You don't really need to start with wards because Serath has great mobility, but since he is a melee hero, you need the healer token to sustain damage from enemy heroes and minions. The next card that you're going to want to equip is going to be your Assassin's Ward if you need to help your team with warding. If you don't, if your team is doing a good job of warding, then you're going to want to grab your 6-point Spear of the Rift Hunter. The next card after that is going to be your Thirst Fang with a minor strike and 2 strikes or cast. At this point, you can get rid of your healer token. Once this card is filled out, you're going to want to go for your 6-point Rift Magus Scepter. The next time you back, sell this card and equip your Sword of the Altar for crit bonus. The next card after that is going to be your 9-point Spear of the Rift Hunter, then your 9-point Whirling Wand. The last few cards in the build are going to be your 12-point Spear of the Rift Hunter and your 12-point Whirling Wand. Now before I get into gameplay, I want to go over Serath's ability since she is a new hero. Now to start off, you're going to want to unlock your Escape, Ascend. This ability will definitely help you get out of any kind of sticky situation that may occur early game. If you're in safe lane, you can probably hold off on unlocking this ability since you're going to have your support with you. But if you're in off lane or mid lane, you're definitely going to want to unlock this first. After unlocking this ability to start the match, don't upgrade this anymore until you're forced to. You're going to want to focus on your R1 ability, Chastise. This has your lowest cooldown, the cooldown's 10 seconds, and it's going to be your main damage dealing attack while you're laning. This ability also has a movement slow on enemy heroes. Make sure to max this ability out first. Your square ability, Heaven's Fury, is your most important ability when engaging. This ability gives you immunity for the duration of the attack. It does AoE damage on all enemies within the attack's radius. This ability does basic damage, which means that it can crit, which really adds to Serath's ability to do burst damage. Her final ability is her ultimate, Heresy. For 18 seconds, Serath lets her dark side take over. This move is awesome. Not only does it do damage, but it also applies a burn and a weakness to enemy heroes. This is great for improving Serath's sustainability in battle, and it can completely decimate enemy heroes in teamfights. Now let's take a look at the gameplay. Like I said earlier in the video, you can lane Serath anywhere. It really depends on your team comp. In this game, we had a pretty weird team comp, so I actually ended up going mid, and I was laning against Gideon. In lane, you kind of want to play her like Countess. Her R1 ability is similar to Countess's Dark Tide ability in the way that which you would use it. So that's mainly the ability that you're going to want to use to wave clear. You don't want to be too aggressive early game, however, because her basic doesn't do that much damage, and her abilities have low scaling as well. So here, the enemy team's Crunch tried to gank me mid lane with half health. I'm able to land Chastise on him, which doesn't do that much damage early game. He's actually able to burst me down fairly quickly since he's able to frame cancel with his basic attacks and his abilities. And my basic attacks and my abilities are relatively weak early game. But I noticed that my Kalari is close by, so I disengage with Ascend and she's able to finish the kill. Now as a mid laner, anytime you have your lane pushed up, you're going to want to take that opportunity to support your off laner. This is especially true for Serath. Her kit is great for ganking and securing kills on low enemy targets. Here I grab purple buff and I'm able to easily secure a kill on Murdoch, who had absolutely no idea that I was behind him. Now here, the enemy team's Countess did a poor job of controlling river buff, so I was able to grab both black and red buff and I headed over to right lane. I unleashed my ultimate on the enemy team's Serath and then I got minion blocked, but as you can see, the burn damage over time does a lot of damage, and after using my square ability, it resets and I'm able to secure the kill under the tower. Now once I head back to mid lane, the enemy team Countess has no idea that Kallari is behind her, so we engage. I use Chastise to slow her, and then I follow it up with Heaven's Fury, which I think I actually miss. I then used Ascend to dive the tower and secure my third kill of the game with a few basic attacks. After returning back to mid lane, I grab purple buff once again and Countess has no idea that I'm behind her. As she heads towards river buff, I sneak behind her and unleash my ultimate. As you can see here, I take absolutely no damage from Countess, and that's because of the passive ability of Serath's ultimate, which while a person is burned, they do 90% less damage to you for 3 seconds. That's an amazing ability that allows her to sustain in fights with powerful enemies. Note that her square ability can also be used to dodge high damage abilities like Steel's ultimate and Countess's ultimate. Now I keep mentioning this, but unlike other carries, Serath is great at ganking other lanes once she reaches mid game, so definitely take advantage of this. Once again, I grab purple buff and I head over to left lane where I see Murdoch, who has about half health. I'm able to instantly delete him by triggering my ultimate and hitting him with a few basic attacks. Now Serath snowballs really hard. In this match, I was able to get off to a great start, and by mid to late game, I had around 40 card points. The enemies on the opposite team, they had around 10 to 15 card points less than me. After initiating my ultimate, I'm able to absolutely delete this crunch with a few basic attacks and my Chastise ability. If I needed to, however, I could have used Heaven's Fury to dodge some of Crunch's combos. Now towards late game with this build, you'll be critting for over 500 damage and roughly 60% crit chance, with 15% lifesteal, so that's a lot of sustainability. Here I saw a team fight over in right lane, so I headed over. I'm able to completely decimate Crunch's health before he's able to use his escape to get away. I turn my attention to Murdoch, and with my passive, for my ultimate, I take virtually no damage from him while he's in a state of weakness. After 2 crits, where I hit Murdoch for 379 damage, I'm able to finish him off with Ascend for my 13th kill of the match. After killing Murdoch, I head to Orb Prime where I'm able to solo it easily. At this point in the match, I'm getting roughly 80 health back for every crit, and I wasn't even at full build yet. At full build, you should be getting nearly 100 health back for every crit. This makes securing Orb Prime easy with Serath. With 2 inhibitors down and my team with Orb Prime, we push towards mid lane where I'm able to sneak up on the enemy team and immediately delete Crunch. As we push the inhibitor, I dive Murdoch and I'm able to kill him with Ascend, making that my 15th kill of the match. Once we take down the inhibitor, we're able to dive the core and end the game. Serath is a very powerful hero and a welcome addition to Paragon. With Serath, you don't want to be the initiator of team fights. Instead, you want to be the closer, the person who shows up in the middle or at the end and uses her abilities and basic attacks to inflict massive amounts of damage to the enemy team. Unleash your ultimate to apply burn and weakness to your foes, then use your Chastise ability to slow them and finish them off with a basic attack or Ascend if they try to escape. Use Heaven's Fury to dodge enemy abilities. I want to thank everyone for watching my videos. Recently, I just reached 150 subscribers, so I'm super excited about that. I started this channel about a month ago, and I've had a lot of fun making content for you guys and also learning more about Paragon in the process. So as a reward to you guys, if I can reach 500 subscribers by the end of the month, I will select 4 lucky subscribers who leave comments on my video to party up with and play a few matches. If you haven't done so already, check out my Greystone build and my week 1 top plays, which can be found here. Once again, I want to thank everyone for watching this video, and I'll see you all soon. Peace!